But we did almost tip over, which was really cool. I enjoyed that a lot.
I almost was in the water.
Kelly was almost in the water.
I was on the side that, went down. She was on the side that went up. We were on two different sides. And I'm looking up at her like, what?
I know. I knew she was dying. Because too, on that side, it's hard. When you're on the top, you at least can hold on to something. But when you're on that side, you're kind of like leaning into it. It's very odd. I think that would be weird to me too. But I did tell her, I was like, put your hand back.
I didn't.
And like let the water fly. But we were going fast. It was fun. We had a really good time. It was exactly what I thought it was going to be. It was everything I thought it was going to be. I did not want to come home with war wounds, but here I am. And it was fun. But I did. So I was going to say, I hit my arm because when you're doing this and the boat is healing, it's healing, right? Yeah, healing. When the boat is healing, you're kind of adjusting your body. Well, that's when my arm was too close to this one and it went poosh, right into it. And it didn't hurt at the time, but that bruise has been there for a while and it hurts when you touch it. So, and it bumped up actually too. So I hit myself good. Cause I mean, you're like, the thing is going fast. So yeah, Fritz and I got close. We're now BFFs. And that's how we learned and talked to him. He was a really nice guy. And it's funny, we learned because I do a lot of voice texting. So when the sailing was over, when the experience was over, I was texting Maddie and I was like, hey, make sure you get us snacks. We're dying right now. I need to come up to the cabin with snacks. We are so freaking hungry. And I was like, Kelly wants a cheeseburger. I want a turkey sandwich. Like, this is what we want. So then Fritz goes, wait, you have Matthew? We're like, yeah. He goes, order me a cheeseburger. So I was like this. I go, by the way, we met Fritz and Fritz would like a cheeseburger as well in his cabin. We'll see you soon. So I ordered Fritz's cheeseburger. So it was quite funny. And that's how we learned that he was a massive suite right next door to us. But anyways, so we lost, but we were winning the whole time until the very last second, which I got to be honest, I still don't know how we lost. And then we ended up losing. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? So I nearly threw the bartender overboard and threw the beer overboard. I was so angry. I literally sulked for 5 minutes. I'm not good at losing. I got to be honest. So that was, our experience. But super fun. 100% would do it again. Would you do it again?
Oh, I would do it again.
Yeah.
I would do it again if I had the same job. Because it took me
Why, you sucked at it? She got yelled at many times.
I got better. I did because
Please tell us your story. I think Kelly was the one that made us lose. I was very angry about it.
I've never sailed before in my life. I still to this day don't know what I actually did to help this boat go along. I have no idea.
No words.
But it was myself or Margot doing the things because she was on the starboard side. I was on the port side. Oh. And so whenever it wasn't her turn to do something, I had to do it. So whatever, I guess it had to do something with the sails because anytime that it moved, I would loosen it and then she would tighten it. And so I still don't know what I did, but I know how to do it now. So
listen, our jobs were never explained.
They were not.
As what they did.
We got like a 30-second tutorial. Okay, this is what you do. Yeah. Okay, got it. When I say stop, you stop. When I say go, you go. And I'm like, okay.
But the best part is he said to Kelly, he goes, we're in a race, right?
I had no idea what my job was doing to make us go faster.
This is why I think we lost.
How? It's not.
It was Kelly's roping.
But if I do it again, I'm going to ask for the winch operator.
It is winch, by the way. It's not wench. Yeah. I totally changed it to wench.
That's going to be my job because now I know how to do it. And I need to be on the port side. As long as we don't do this the whole time.
Oh my gosh. I know, we really did. And it was so wavy. Like the waves were coming up over into the bow of the boat and they were splashing me. It was crazy. It was cool though. It was a really cool. I've never sailed before like that.
No, I haven't either.
So it was really cool. So we did that and then we went back to the boat and we just chilled, honestly.
Because we didn't want to miss the ship.
Yeah, because we didn't want to miss the ship.
We were like, excursion's over. It's only 2:30. We have 3 hours. We'll be on the ship.
That is so true. Because I said, do you want to go to, but we were starving too. I was like, do you want to go into the city? Well, the little city right there. Or the little town right there. And Kelly's like, nope. I was like, yeah, you're probably right. We should go back. I was like, let's go. So we didn't even stop. But we were also dying of heat and we were starving. So we didn't even stop at the little port shops right there, which I would have liked to have done.
Yeah, because we ran through them. we last did. Time.
And so we definitely, because we were going to have a drink. Remember we said, let's have a drink. And then we were like, we're starving. And we just ordered all this stuff. So I was like, we went back. So we went back. And then the next day was Tortola. And we had booked a private catamaran to take us to Joost. Mm-hmm. What are they called? It's Joost, right?
Joost Van Dyke.
Joost Van Dyke. And Soggy, that is Soggy Dollar, I guess, took us to Soggy Dollar. So we were super excited about that. Well, we messed that up because they said, meet us at Pusser's. So we were like, oh, look, Pusser's is literally right off the pier. That's awesome. So we go to Pusser's. We start to get a drink. They order painkillers. We're laughing and joking, having a grand old time. And I text them and say, hey, listen, just to let you know, we're at Pusser's. We were there early. They're like, okay, the team will be there to meet you. And then they go, at the outside bar? I was like, there is an outside bar, but why would they ask me if it was at the outside bar? It was a very weird question. So then I finally go, it just hits me at that point, and I said to the bartender, I go, do you guys have 2 Pussers on the island? And he goes, yeah, the other one's far. And I go, well, that's the one we need to be at. I mean, I didn't even look. I just knew, because at that point I was like, whatever she said didn't sound right. I was like, we're at the wrong one. So the sweet lady got us a really absolutely insane cab driver. He was freaking hilarious, and he drove us all the way, which was 20 to 30 minutes away from where we were. But again, it was a private catamaran, so they have to wait for us. We just lose the 20 to 30 minutes on the water, So we get there. The catamaran was huge. They gave us lunch and snacks and drinks, and oh god, it was such a nice day. I think if the weather had been a little bit better, it would have been heaven. It was heaven, don't get me wrong, but just a tiny bit better weather. So he asked us what we want to do. He takes us to this gorgeous private island, not private, empty island. I wouldn't even say deserted. Like it's just a uninhabited island. And it was absolutely beautiful. And he's like, you guys can swim there, but I'm watching these waves come in around and just smash into each other. And I was like, I don't know that I have the strength to swim that, even with like a floaty or something. I was like, that looks like it's current hell. And I was like, death by current would be like what would happen to us. It just did not look safe. So we all decided not to. You got in the water though, to just
Margot and I got in the water. We floated around a little bit.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful. I mean,
it was beautiful.
Clear water. It was warmish. It wasn't cold. Like,
I agree with that when I got in.
Yeah. It was nice.
Yeah. So we did that for a little bit, and then she got us lunch ready, and then we sailed to Soggy Dollar. So we ate lunch. As soon as we got to Soggy Dollar, we ate lunch. They anchored. And then with Soggy Dollar, the reason why it's called Soggy Dollar is because you have to swim in, and your dollars are soggy by the time you get in there. So I am not a fan of fish. I don't know how long you've been watching this podcast, but I don't do fish. I don't do that kind of thing. It's not my on a plate or in the water, not my thing in any way, shape, or form. Fish and I don't love each other. So I panic slightly. So we get to the spot, and he's like, I think there's barracuda here. And I look at him like he's freaking got 7 heads. I was like, what the hell is the matter with you? Can we go somewhere else? He's like, well, I just saw one. And he shows us this massive fish. I mean, I saw it. Did you see it? I saw it. And I was like, what the hell? And I just was like, ah. And so then he's like, don't worry. They're going to hide out under the ship, and because they like the shade. And I think to myself, great, I have to get on and off or I should say boat. I have to get on and off the boat. I was like, I don't want barracuda just chilling, being like, hey, look at that piggy. That piggy looks good to eat. Like, what the hell, man? So we eat, and so it's time to go into Soggy Dollar because we're running out of time. We've got to get in there, and I'm like panicked. So everyone else gets in before me, and you all were like, is she going to go? Is she really going to go? We're not sure she's going to go. So I grab a noodle, and I get in, and I scream literally the whole way. I mean, the screaming didn't end. I was like, bah, bah, bah. Like I could not stop. I was panicked, and I'm flailing my legs because I'm hoping that the more kicking I do, whatever it is just doesn't come near me, or I just freaking kick it in the face. Like, I don't know. I want nothing near me. It is like my worst nightmare. So we swim in. Well, again, because I told you the current didn't just end over by that island. It's pretty rough here too. And the way that the island is, it drops off. So the waves are just, and then we're getting this rocky, like, I mean, massive rock. So where he docked us it appears that they didn't clear out the rocks there. I should say docked us, anchored us. It appears they didn't clear out the rocks there. So as you're getting to the shallow thing, and you can't really walk because you're on rocks. So then, so Margot's screaming at him. Margot's freaking hilarious. She's yelling at me because I swam for Jesus. Okay. So I pass everybody that had already had a massive start on me. Okay. So I'm already getting out of the water. Well, Margot got out first and she's like, you're going to hit rocks. She's yelling at us. You're going to hit rocks. And I'm like, because again, in my head, I'm like, what's in the rocks? What's like sticking out of the rocks? What am I going to touch with the rocks? I don't even want to touch the rocks. Okay. None of that wants to be near me. I don't want to be near it. And it doesn't want to be near me. So Margot's screaming, just stand up, Samantha, just stand up. And I was like, wah! Like I was panicking. So I finally get up and out as best as I possibly could. I cannot tell you, I think I swam as far as I possibly could. Like, I think the water like beached me like a whale onto the beach, and I literally like my boobs stuck in the sand, and then I finally like rolled over and got up. Like that's how I got out of the water. So I tried not to touch the rocks. Well, then this one finally gets the rocks. She's like, there's rocks down here. She's like panicking too. She's like, I don't want to step on the rocks. I'm like, I know, but you got to. So then Margot's yelling at her, and Aunt Laura's just like, oh, just like literally like, we're an absolute disaster. What do you think about it? No, I don't even know. I think Aunt Laura was still floating out there. So if I remember this correctly, Aunt Laura's still floating out like, oh, she's not even near the sand at this point. Not even near. Kelly decides she's going to write Fabulous Adventures in the Sand. So while Margot's trying to, I don't even know, will Aunt Laura in at this point because she is screaming at her because she's not paying attention to you and I. I'm watching Kelly write Fabulous Adventures in the sand. And I'm like, oh my God, what is happening? So Kelly's writing Fabulous Adventures. I'm trying to take pictures of it, but we're giggling because the water just keeps coming up, right? And now, mind you, we've had several painkillers at this point, but we're not inebriated. We're not a hot mess, but we're doing good. We're buzzed. Like, it's great. You know, like nobody's drunk. We're just having a good old time. So Kelly decides she's going to write Fabulous Adventures. Well, she decides she's going to underline it with her finger. So she's leaning down and drawing her finger out. And I don't know what. The next thing I know, Kelly's face is literally in the sand at my feet. And I was like, what the hell happened? And she rolled. Do you know what even happened? Oh my God.
I was running, bent down, trying to underline it, and I was going fast because I had my metas on and the water was coming, and I was like, I want to take a picture of it before the water.
Is that what it was?
Yes, before the water washed it away.
Oh my God.
So I go running, crouched down, and I just lost my footing.
No, she launched and rolled, and literally, if you see her chin, it was like a home run. Like her chin, like made a thing in the sand, and she just ended up at my feet, and I was like,
all scraped up.
I literally
on my
was like,
legs.
how the hell did you
get scraped up?
I'm kidding. It's not what she did.
I did have because I did roll in the rocks, and then the waves were coming, and I couldn't stand up.
Yeah, I do have the video actually of you
Margot
trying to
saying,
get.
Just stand up. She did.
I'm telling you, she was yelling at everyone. It was hysterical. She was yelling at us. She cracks me up. She was literally like, get up, it's time. Like she is the perfect nurse. Like she's like, tick, tick, and we're like, we're trying. We're like a hot mess, right? So meanwhile, as Kelly is doing this fumble of God knows what and landing at my feet, I miss it completely with my metas, which is so sad. We're still seeing Aunt Laura just floating in. And I think she's gone in to now sort of help her in. Yeah. So Margot's now in the water trying to get Aunt Laura in because she was a hot mess. Oh my God. Seriously, someone should have filmed it because it was literally the biggest, craziest hot mess ever. So we now hide our stuff in the corner because we're like, we can't bring this. We're going to look like, flip-flops and our thing we didn't have flip-flops, but you know what I mean? Walking into Soggy Dollar. So we go in there and we order the Nilla Killa.
Which was very good. It was
so good.
Vanilla flavored. Somebody
painkiller.
said it was vodka.
It was not vodka.
No, it had to be vanilla rum.
It was vanilla rum. That's what it was. It was vanilla rum.
I think the guy that we met in the water that said he was also on a private catamaran said it was vodka. But I'm like, it can't be. No. This is known for rum.
Yeah, no. It was definitely, I read it. It was definitely vanilla rum because I thought, I've never heard of that. That's kind of cool, actually. So they made us the Nilakilla and we drank it. And then we go to get in the water because somebody said, let's get in the water. So we go and get in the water. Again, it's got this shelf that just goes dunk and it's done. And now I've mentioned I don't like water. So even in Bimini, I'll stay in there for a little bit. I'm very jittery. I'm the most annoying person to hang out in the water with. I'm going to be honest. I'm better on a float, but I'm really not great. So anyways, I'm like, all right, I'll get in for a few minutes. Well, I didn't like the waves were like Kelly at one point was literally like barely her head because it drops off. So when the waves would come, because they were big, her head was like little. This was it. This is all you could see sticking out. And I was like, so I'm like, oh, I can't do that. So I stayed kind of back. Well, after I realized I'm had about enough of this because I didn't like how deep it was. And then the spot that I was in was where the waters were crashing, where the waves were crashing. So it was just not good in any way, shape, or form. Well, so I decided to get out. Well, getting out is not easy. So I made an okay scene. I did okay. I can't say that it was very graceful. I was definitely not Baywatch for any way, shape, or form. I'm going to be honest with you. But I got out. And so Kelly goes, I'm going to get out with you. And that's when the hell broke loose. I mean, she's tossed and turned. She's twisted. But apparently you rolled. And the guy in the ocean like gave her props because apparently she switched hands when she rolled and like caught herself. He was like, whoa, she switched hands. And the ladies were in the chair. There's these two ladies that were actually on the ship. They were in their little lounge chairs with their little, Nilakillas in their straw, laughing like hell at Kelly. And I mean, I was howling too. And I got a tiny bit of it. I did get a tiny bit of that. Did? Yeah. On video. And I was hysterical. I got the tail end of it, not the whole part. I missed the part where you did the hand switch, but he does call it out. He goes, oh my God, she switched hands and saved her drink. So it was pretty funny, but she could not get up. So needless to say, let me just preface this, that there was sand in places that no one ever wants sand. Okay. There was sand in places I was like, what am I holding that for later? Like, I don't know what, I was like, what the heck? So her and I get out because I talked to this guy comes up, he's like, hey, what are you drinking? And I was like, the Nilakilla. He's like, you got to try the goat. And I was like, the goat? What the hell is that? And he's like, it's hardcore. And I was like, well, I'm hardcore. Let's go. And he's like, he goes, no, I'm serious. He's like, you can only have 3 a day. And I was like, 3 a day? That is kind of hardcore. I was like, shit, why do they only let you have 3 a day? He's like, it comes with a warning. And I go, are you the warning? Like, I don't understand what's happening right now. Are you the goat salesman? What is going on? So he's like, you got to try the goat. So Kelly's like, where are we going? I go, we're trying the goat. We got to go try the goat. I was like, we can't come here and not try the goat. We tried the Nilakilla. We got to try the goat. She's like, all right. So we go to try the goat and I order the goat, and sure enough, the lady looks at me and she's like, there's a warning. And she points to it. So I take a picture of it. Do I read the warning? No. Why would I do such a thing? Why would I read a warning? So she gets me the goat, but I am a little panicky because I'm like, what the hell's in this drink? But I don't ask. Nobody asks what's in the drink. We just drink it. So she hands me the cup. The drink is so freaking good. It was like a strawberry kiwi. Yeah. You taste nothing in the goat. Not a single thing. And we're loving the goat. We end up getting the goat. And for Kelly and I and Margot and Aunt Laura. But Aunt Laura didn't get out of the water. Margot did. She followed us. Mm-hmm. And so we're like, oh gosh, we can't give Aunt Laura this drink. Like, she's going to need a handler and herself. Where's Maddie? Like, Maddie's going to have to take care of her. She needs a whole handler. And he was still handling Sir Richie. Oh no, Sir Richie had left at that point. Sir Richie had already exited the ship. So we were like, oh gosh. So we drink our halves and then everyone else drinks. So then we say, oh, we better go because it's time. We had to still swim back to the ship. We had to walk back to get our stuff, which wasn't far, and then swim back. Well, listen to me very carefully. I had the best buzz going on. I was doing good. But that swim back to the ship, because again, I told you that I swam for Jesus. Like, I literally was like, if I could have ran on water, you would have seen me run on water. I was like, there is no way I'm staying in this water longer. So did I not go fast?
You were there way faster than the rest of us.
I was like back in like like 10 minutes before them. I was like, when are you guys getting back? I mean, we could see them. So I'm kidding when I say that. But I was like panicked. And you could hear me screaming a little bit as I'm doing it because I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to go. But I was so out of breath because with alcohol, of course, it slows your body down. And then me swimming like, like I'm in a freaking Olympics or whatever. I got back to the ship. I was like, my buzz was gone from the goat until I'm like, ooh, and I take that back. It really wasn't gone. It did feel gone. But they get back on the boat and he's like, what'd you guys do? The captain, he was so cool. He's like, what'd you guys do? And we're like, Cap, we had this drink called the goat. And he goes, didn't have mushrooms in it, did it? If you have ever wanted to join us for a Girls Gone Cruising, please come join us next
October 3rd through the 8th, 2026.
Because we are going to
Grand Turk and Bimini.
Woohoo! So join us next year because we would love to have you there. We will be in the massive suite again. So you'll get to hang out in there and have the little, not basic bevy, but a bevy of your choice. And come join us so that we can party together. We'll see you then. And I go, what? And he goes, well, I go, well, why would it have mushrooms in it? And then I started to panic because I go, oh, it did come with a warning. So I start telling the captain this. I go, it came with a warning. I go, you could only have 3 of them. He goes, oh, yeah, you probably had a drink with mushrooms in it. And I was like, I was literally beside myself. I've never done mushrooms. I don't know. Like, I was like beside myself. I was panicked. So he felt so bad because I couldn't even function. Like I was like, mushrooms. Oh my God, what's going to happen to me? Get me back to the ship. I need to lay in the bed. Like, I don't know. I need to have some like monitoring. Like, am I going to die? Like, what's going to happen to me? And so I was panicked. And so he's like, well, he goes, we do have mushrooms on the island. I was like, yeah, I know. I saw the sign. So there was a sign that said mushrooms or painkiller, I think it said.
Yeah. And
so I was like, so had I not seen that sign, I would have thought he was crazy and I would have been like, there's no mushrooms in my drink. Come on, Cap. What are you talking about? No, I was panicked. So he starts making phone calls. Nobody's answering the phone. He's calling Soggy Dollar to be like, hey, what are you putting this goat? I got a lady that's, wigging out. And he's probably like, she's like high on mushrooms. He's like, what do you put in this drink? He can find nobody. Well, I can't see the picture that I took because it was on my metas and you have to hook the metas up to Wi-Fi in order for it to download. And so I was like, I can't see the picture because it was on my meta. I didn't bring my phone. I just brought the metas. So I can't read what the warning said. And so I'm like, Kelly, we had mushrooms. Kelly, what are we going to do? We're going to die. We're going to die. So he finally gets word back that there were no mushrooms in the drink. And I was like, oh, thank you. And then I was fine after that. Then I knew that the goat was just pure alcohol, which I don't know if that's any better. I got to be honest, but I don't know. I've never done it. Were you not panicked? I was like the only one panicked.
I wasn't panicked. I mean, I've never done mushrooms either, but I didn't feel like I had anything different that, unless it takes a long time to kick in, I don't know. But I wasn't panicked. But we did find out that the warning is because you do have to swim out. So they say you can only have 1 an hour and a total of 3 for an entire day. And I don't know how they keep track of it.
Yeah, and ain't nobody keeping
track. They came up and like took a picture of us or made us write something down or check off something.
Yeah, because if I had ordered it and then Kelly went back and ordered it, how are they going to know that Kelly's not ordering it for me? Like, right. We're not, yeah.
So I think I think the whole island should have a warning. It doesn't matter if it's the goat or a painkiller or anything. Yeah. That take it easy because you do have to swim.
Yeah, it was quite the swim. I mean, don't get me wrong. I did it in 2 seconds because, fear will do that alone to anybody. But but it was cool. So then from there, we just went back. But honestly, that was an amazing experience. I just wish that the weather was just a tiny bit better. It was a little flatter. But other than that, it was good.
Yeah.
Because the breeze kept us nice and cool. And then the ride back was a little panicky because I think Larry had a little too much doobie while he was waiting for us because he played a couple tricks on us and then picked up some random guy and then drove him to a place. And I was like, Larry, hey guy, we got a ship to catch. That thing leaves soon. And then he was like giving us the tour of Tortola. And I was like, I don't need a tour. I'm going to need to get back to the ship. He's like, I got you. You're good. And I was like, I don't know about that, Larry. Step on it. So yeah, but that was Tortola. Then we had 2 days at sea again. which we literally did nothing. I told Kelly, I was like, I'm not leaving this cabin. I'm literally sitting. So one day we spent the entire day in bed. It was glorious.
It was nice. Our room attendants kept coming in and being like, do you want us to clean?
No.
Are you still in bed? What are you doing?
We didn't shower or nothing. It's disgusting. We know. It doesn't matter. We totally... We're like, because they kept going, do you want to come in? And we're like, no, we didn't even shower. So why? We showered, obviously, for dinner.
We did eventually leave.
Yeah, we did eventually leave the cabin. Because Kelly does this. I've got cabin fever. We got to go.
I'm like, we got to get out of here. I said, there's people out there. We need to go see the people.
We need to go look at all the people. At all the people.
You have no idea what we did that night.
No, we don't know. It was so great, though.
We watched a movie.
We did watch a movie. So we watched Rocket Man. We watched that, and I watched some dumb movie. Yeah. Bride something or other. It was with, oh God, what the name was? Bride Hard. Bride Hard. It was with that girl.
Rebel.
Was it Rebel?
Yeah. Not Rebel. I don't remember.
I don't know either. Anyways, that was the dumbest movie ever, but we still had a good time. So we partied like it was 1999 on Scarlet Night. We had a good time. Kelis was on board, so she came on board in Bimini. And if you don't know who Kelis is, she sings, "My milkshakes bring all the boys to the yard, and their love is better than you." Right? Anyways, so here's a story about Kelis. So she came on board, and we will skip the things that we know, the gossip. We'll keep that to ourselves because we know lots of gossip. We learned a lot. It was fun. The Dream Team, by the way, I know I'm skipping, but I'll go back. The Dream Team on Deck 15 is by far the coolest team ever.
I feel like they're really, honestly, friends more than just Rockstar Agents now. Because we've had them so many times. And long sailings. I mean, we've now been on Brilliant for what seems like 90 days in the last
I think it was
3 months.
Honestly 90 days.
Yeah.
And we've had them for so long, like you said. I don't really get too sad leaving a ship now because obviously we're on like once a month. So I don't have that sad feeling, at the end of a vacation where everyone's like, oh, that's so sad. Because of the fact that we're very lucky enough that we go on once a month, right? But this one, when I was exiting, I was genuinely sad. I was like, oh man, because that that crew was so lovely. Every single person on that ship was absolutely lovely. And we knew them so well. They were like family, like you said, like friends and family. And it was just sad to like say goodbye. So I will say that bothered me a big time when I walked off. I was like, oh, that sucked.
Yeah, we're not going to be on Brilliant for a while. And when we get back on for Panama, all those people will be gone.
Yeah. So that's sad. And some of them may not be returning or whatever. Who knows? You know what I mean? Life changes and everything. But anyway, what were we saying? Kelis was on board. My milkshake brings up. So she had a performance scheduled. And so that was like 10 o'clock or something, the very last night. And so I don't know any of her other songs, but I think there was a couple songs that people did know. I only know that My Milkshake Brings All the Boys Here. And super cool. They asked actually 485C members to come meet her as a private meet and greet, which was really, really nice. So we went and did that right before. And then they started the thing. Well, in the middle of her performance, it started downpouring. And I thought she was going to Taylor Swift the shit out of that and keep singing. But nope, she ran. She was pew! She was out the door. And then Nikki, her DJ, who was, by the way, phenomenal. DJ Nikki was amazing. She was like, oh, let me grab my stuff. Like, she was super chill. I loved her. And so they ran. Well, we kind of all sat out there waiting for the rain to stop. And it did. But then they didn't show up. So I was like, you know what? I got to go put my shoes back because I was wearing my good shoes. And I don't wear them in the rain. So I went to go put my shoes back and everyone followed. We grabbed a drink. We went back out and I was running out there because people were something and they ended up saying, no, we're moving this to the manor. Well, they move it to the manor and then don't start it for like another hour. So it's now like, what time was that? 11:45?
I left at 11:30.
You left at 11:30? And we stood there for a good half hour while they were doing God knows what. So Virgin Time was in full effect, by the way. Absolute full effect. Because for me and being in theater, I would have lost my mind if I was the stage manager of that. I would have been like, we need to move this. First of all, because you lose interest in people. People will go to bed. It's the last night. They don't care. They're out. Don't care that they didn't hear Milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. They're out. They're done. And that was me. Yeah. And when you move it to the manor and you're now stuffed in this whole thing, people are done. So, and not to mention, I'm going to be mean for a second. This is going to sound mean, but I'm not trying to be mean. She's not uber popular. Like, we're not talking about Taylor Swift. We're not talking about, Ed Sheeran, for example. Like, these are people that people will like wait all year long to like see, right? So, and I'm not trying to be mean. This is just a simple fact. So when it took that long, I was like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. This is ridiculous. So Kelly ends up bowing out because she's like, I'm done. Well, they're holding us back at the gate. And I was like, right at that front door of the manor. And I was like, this is so ridiculous. So finally they open it up and Margot had said to me, I want to go upstairs and just watch it from upstairs. I was like, fine by me. Well, they had already let people upstairs and it was actually the crew. And I said to Margot, I think that's actually terrible that they let the crew. And I don't know if they let them in or if they just walked themselves in, which is quite possible because they're the crew. They can go in wherever they want. So they all took all those spots up, which I think is very bad in my opinion. So I did not like that look. I'll be honest. Well, they finally let us in downstairs and Margot had already gone up and around and got us a seat down at the bottom. So it was nice. We sat in the back. Well, she didn't come on for a whole nother half hour later. It was absolutely absurd how long it took the scroll to come on. And then she sang a bunch more songs and finally sang literally 20 seconds of My Milkshake Brings All the Boys to the Yard. That was pretty much it. And that was the end. And I looked at Margot and I was like, and I'm done. Because yeah.
I quit.
So Kelly was there.
Like, it doesn't mean that
and
much
at this
to
point,
me.
yeah,
I'm done. I don't want to wait in line.
I don't disagree with that. And I kept saying, but I'm the type of person where I'm like, oh man, if I just wait 5 more minutes, then we'll get in. If I wait 5 more minutes, I'm like, ugh. So I had to keep waiting. Well, we ate early that day, I think, didn't we? So I was like, oh, let me go get us food. So I came back with like all the food. I probably should have just had Roxy get it, but I carried all this food back and Kelly was in bed. I was like, hey, you want to come out and eat with me? So she came out and we ate. We had snacks. And then we went to bed. And that was the end of the cruise.
We did miss one part.
No, what did we miss?
Tortola. Necker Island. The thing that I wanted to go on.
Oh, my goodness gracious. See, I didn't think it was that good. That's why.
Okay, it could have been. But the weather was really bad. They were planning fireworks.
Yes, I think so too.
We were told that something special was coming.
We heard it was fireworks.
We
were told it was fireworks.
And the weather was just bad. I mean, it was windy. It was really windy.
Yeah, it was super windy.
And
super windy.
Instead of fireworks, as we passed by Necker Island, we got Sir Richard Branson on a kite surf kite.
Same.
It's a surfboard with a kite. A surf kite.
And he was kind of lit up so you could kind of see him. But the ship actually had this massive spotlight. Like the freaking thing looks like one of those things they point into the sky and it like goes all the way up to the sky.
For miles and miles.
Yeah, it goes up to the moon. That's what this thing looked like. It probably was, honestly.
Yeah.
They found him while he's going and they're following him with a spotlight, but then they lose him. And I'm like, how do you keep losing him? Well, he's all by himself. And then I realized there's like boats kind of just waiting, but it's pitch black because, mind you, there's no lights in the Caribbean. It's still the Caribbean. Like, they still use candlelight. Like, the pirates are still there. Like, there's nobody there that has light. There's no electricity.
Mind you, it's only like 7:30 p.m.
Yeah.
Like, it was early and it was dark.
It was super dark. It was pitch black. There was no light anywhere. And when I say there's no light, obviously you understand that there's no like city. So you know how like there's always an amber glow wherever you go here. It is like a black hole out there because there's no light. Yeah. So he's out there in this kite surf. Oh. And he's got a couple lights here and there on his little surf thing, so you kind of can see it. But he's just, fast and zooming towards the ship and then going back and forth. Then the man crashes. And I was like, no, he didn't just crash at the end of the ship. So now my biggest thing is in the back of the ship is there's all that current that's drudged up by the propellers and stuff is what you would think. So all I'm picturing is him being sucked under by the current that's back there with his surf kite because he's freaking crashed. And you see the boats just zoom to him because they know he's crashed. So they're rescuing him and I'm like, did we just witness? No. God, I hope not. That would be horrific. But then he gets up And then I'm like, is that a stunt double? I wonder if it's a stunt double. He gets up and he starts surfing again, back and forth. And we're like, this is crazy.
Mind you, the ship is moving. So we are now like way past Necker Island. And I'm thinking there's no way he's going to follow us because that's that much farther he has to go back to get home. We're in our cabin, in our balcony. So we're in the very front of the ship. He crashes in the back of the ship. So
it was awful.
It was a lot. I mean,
but he was good. That was cool though.
I wished, obviously, I wished he didn't have crashed. If he wouldn't have crashed, I would have hoped that he would have been able to make it up to the front of the ship so the entire ship could have seen him. Because we were told to go on deck 16 or 7, somewhere outside. But we're like, hey, we're on the right side of the ship to see him.
Cabin.
So we just stayed in our balcony. But it was still cool. I wish they would have been able to do the fireworks because that was, my wish.
Yeah, no, I think the fireworks would have been great.
But,
honestly.
Listen, he's 70-something years old and he gets
Seriously?
out on a kite surf in the pitch black to,
oh my God,
show the people on the ship.
If that was my husband, I said I'd be panicking on the beach. I'd be like, oh my God, don't lose sight of him. Are you kidding? I mean, because when I know that you're probably like, oh, it's dark out. It was pitch black. It was like a black hole.
Yeah.
It was still, so dark.
It was still cool.
It was cool.
People were cheering and hanging out on Necker.
Yelling, Sir Richie, we love you. I don't know who did that.
The only people that call him Sir Richie.
He probably was like, who's Sir Richie? I don't know who he is. That's you, guy. So that was, I can't believe I forgot about that. Probably because I was like, ooh. No, and I hate to poo-poo it. I don't mean to be mean because it was really, really cool. But it wasn't what we expected. But again, still really cool. And then on the side of the boat, I didn't find this out till later, but Sir Richie and Miss Joan, their 50th wedding anniversary is this year or next year. I'm not sure. It's really, really soon. So on the side of the boat, it said SRB loves Joan 50 or something like that. Loves Jay 50. So it was dedicated to them, which I thought was really cute. Very, very sweet. So yeah.
Yeah.
Is that it? Now did I get it?
I think so.
Okay, phew. Jeez Louise. That was a long one. We're going to have to put it in 2 pieces. 2 pots. All right. So we're going to end this and say that our next sailing is... Oh, your next sailing. You've got a wedding. Dun, dun, dun,
I do. I have a wedding.
Dun, dun,
Actually, I just had a meeting a couple days ago with the wedding people and my bride and groom. And it's going very well. And
good.
I'm excited about it.
It's going to be fun. You're going to love it.
About it. Yeah.
Yeah. I did one wedding on board and it was really cool. And that was before the weddings. Like I actually sparked the wedding program because I was like, y'all got to do some weddings on here. They were like, what? I'm like, yeah, why not? It's adults only. Why wouldn't you do weddings? And so I think one of our weddings were the first one. So super cool. Kelly's got one going on. So that's awesome. And then after that, it's hopefully fingers crossed top 100. So today's the last day to earn top 100. I mean, it's probably pretty evident we're in top 100, but we don't know if we're top 10 this year, so we don't know that part. But
hopefully,
but top 100, I'm sure we are.
4 years, the only two.
The only two people to be 4 years in a row, if we get it, obviously top 10.
We won't know until January.
We're the only 2 people to be 3 years. Is there anyone that's coming up behind us on 3 years? Well, it doesn't matter.
If we make it this year, we are still going to be the only 2 to make 4 years.
Yes.
Some might now have 3, but hey, we might be the only 2 to have 4.
Yep. 4 Pete.
So keep booking with us.
We need a 4 Pete. Yeah. Is it a 4 Pete?
Yep. 4 Pete.
All right. So then that's it. We're going to end this long, very long podcast about a sailing that we did 4 sea days at and did nothing. We had a lot of stories though. Seriously, we have the best time ever. So that's why we have good times when we sail. We always have stories. Lots of stories. So with that being said, we're going to leave you with our favorite phrase, which is, you float our boat. All right. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.